The premiums on MicroStrategy puts are extraordinary. We're talking 50, 60, 70% annualized return on our collateral on certain strikes. For someone who understands options, those numbers stop you in your tracks. They look like the best trade in the market. They look like the Ark strategy running at maximum output. They're not, okay? And the reason they're not comes down to one thing the premium number doesn't really tell you. Why the premium is that high? Because when you understand why that premium even exists, what the market is actually pricing into it, you'll understand why chasing it is one of the fastest ways to impair a carefully built account, okay? So let me explain what MSTR actually is, because the name gets more attention than the actual mechanics of the company, all right? MicroStrategy is a software company that in 2020 pivoted to using its corporate balance sheet as a Bitcoin acquisition vehicle. The business itself generates modest software revenue, okay? The stock price is driven almost entirely by Bitcoin's price. When Bitcoin goes up, MSTR goes up, typically at 2 to 3 times the magnitude because of its leverage. When Bitcoin drops though, MSTR drops harder and faster than Bitcoin actually does. We've seen this. The implied volatility on MSTR options is among the absolute highest of any liquid stock in the market. The IV isn't an anomaly, it's a direct reflection of what the market knows about this stock. It can move 20 to 30% in a single week. Okay, it has dropped 80% from its peak. Okay, it has also tripled in months. The option market is pricing that full range of outcomes into every single options contract. When the options chain offers you a 60% annual return for selling a cash secured put, it's because the market is telling you there's a meaningful probability the stock will be 40, 50, or 60% lower than today by the time that put expires. The premium is not free. It is a compensation for accepting that risk onto your own balance sheet. Okay. Here's the scorecard I've run on every put candidate before a strike really matters to me at all, okay? The first question is this: does this company actually generate consistent growing cash flow from an operating business, okay? Not from financial engineering, not from holding an asset, not from some sort of narrative, but from actual customers paying for a product or service, okay? The second question is, if this stock dropped 40% from where I'm selling the put and stayed there for 12 months, would I be comfortable owning it at that price and writing covered calls while I'm waiting for it to recover? The third question is the yield I'd receive as a potential shareholder, right, dividends, buybacks, growing earnings, worth the capital that I'm deploying? MSTR fails at all these. The operating business is small and slow, right? There's no dividend. The stock at 40% below current price might still be wildly overvalued relative to any intrinsic business value because the price is almost entirely determined by Bitcoin, not by the actual company's earnings, okay? Selling covered calls on an assigned MSTR position while Bitcoin corrects is like trying to row against a waterfall or something. That scorecard eliminates MSTR, most meme stocks and literally leveraged ETFs before the options chain is ever even open on my part. Let's talk about what high IV actually signals though. IV is the market's collective estimate of how much a stock will move. When MSTR's IV is 150, the market is saying that it expects MSTR to move approximately 150% on an annualized basis, meaning single-digit weeks of 10 to 15% moves are normal, not exceptional. For the option seller, that means that a 20 delta put that would normally sit 8 to 10% below the current price on a stable stock now sits 35 to 40% below the current price on MSTR. And the stock can still reach it. In fact, the stock had reached levels 40% below any given week's price on multiple occasions in its own history. The premium isn't generous because the market is being careless, okay? The market has studied this stock for years. It knows what MSTR does. The premium is accurately priced for the risk, and the investor selling the put is not smarter than the collective pricing mechanism of the options market on a extremely widely followed stock. Now let's talk about the 50% ROC math problem with a very simple math, okay? Let's say you sell a put on MSTR that generates 50% return on collateral if it expires worthless. Let's just say simple math. On $5,000 in collateral, that's $2,500 in premium. Let's say the trade works out 75% of the time over multiple cycles because you were disciplined and you sold at a low delta. But that other 25% of the time that you're assigned, MSTR is 50% below your strike. Your $5,000 in collateral is now $2,500 in market value. The covered call phase on the stock that just dropped 50% generates maybe $100, $150 a month. And MSTR continues declining with Bitcoin. The covered call premium doesn't approach the loss at all. This is the asymmetry that makes high IV meme stock put selling dangerous. The wins are small and frequent. The losses are large and occasional. That's the wrong asymmetry for a conservative income strategy, at least for me. Let's talk about the MSTR correlation problem. One more layer that matters specifically for portfolio construction. If you're running the Ark Options Strategy like we'd like to talk about here, building an income floor with JEPI, JEPQ, SHD alongside individual stock puts, adding MSTR puts introduces a correlation that breaks the diversification. MSTR doesn't move independently of macro conditions. When risk-off sentiment hits, Bitcoin drops, MSTR drops harder. The same environment that might pressure your individual stock puts is also the environment where MSTR is most likely to blow through your strike price. In a bad macro week, you're not diversified across non-correlated positions. You're concentrated in everything moving down simultaneously, with MSTR moving the furthest and the fastest. High IV names aren't just risky on their own. They make the rest of the portfolio riskier by moving in the same direction at the worst possible time. The premium on MSTR and similar high IV names is a signal, not an opportunity. When the market is paying 50 to 70% annualized for put premium on a stock, it's because the market, which has more information than any individual retail investor, believes there's a real probability of some severe downside. You're not finding an edge by selling that premium. You're not, okay? You are accepting an accurately priced risk that most disciplined operators have already passed up. Okay, the stocks with the best options premium, especially the ones for the Ark Options Strategy, are not the ones with the highest IV. They're the ones where the IV is elevated enough to generate some meaningful income relative to the collateral, but the underlying business has the quality and the durability to make assignment genuinely an acceptable outcome. MSTR has IV, but not durability. A consumer staples company with 20 years of dividend growth has durability and adequate IV. The overlap, quality plus adequate premium, is where the strategy works over time. Chasing premium without quality is literally the most expensive lesson in option selling. I think you would agree. And it's almost always learned on a stock that was supposed to generate extraordinary premium income for us. Here's how I stand with all this. I run the scorecard before any trade. Okay, if a company can't pass the cash flow test, the ownership comfort test, and the intrinsic value test, I don't open the options chain. The premium literally becomes completely irrelevant once the underlying stock fails, okay? MSTR doesn't pass. Neither do most of these meme names. Neither do leveraged ETFs that decay by design. The premium on all of them is high for the same reason, because the downside risk is real, it's severe, and the market is accurately pricing that in. The Ark Options Strategy is built on the premise that sustainable income comes from quality underlying assets, not from maximizing premium. Boring companies with growing dividends, consistent earnings, and a durable competitive positions generate less exciting premiums for sure, and build the account value over time though. That's the trade-off I made. And every time I see a 60% ROC on an MSTR put, I remember why I made it. I got some questions for you guys in the comments. We always have some great combos down there. Have you ever been tempted by their premium on a high IV name like MSTR? And if you pulled the trigger, what happened when the position went against you? Who's comfortable enough to share their story? What's the highest IV name you currently feel comfortable selling puts on? And what makes you confident that the underlying quality justifies the premium that you're actually getting? And if you're brand new to all this and you feel a little bit overwhelmed, make sure to attend the Ark Options Strategy Workshop. It's 90 minutes. I break everything down in very easy to understand terms. I give you my 15 favorite stocks, all under $30, that I love running this strategy on, my 2 income calculators, as well as my trade log template. You'll find the link to that as the first one in the description of today's video. Guys, remember, sell options, collect premiums, repeat. I'll see y'all tomorrow.